Gamez, everybody, welcome to the GamezAttack podcast here on OldFreakyGamer.com. Or if you go to youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer, or you can also just go to OldFreakyGamer.com, where is my website, blog site, whatever you want to call it, site, the site that has all the content on it together, you know, podcasts, videos. Have one article on there, and yeah, stuff like that. And the schedule, of course, I got up on my website and telling you on when I'm gonna stream, which is mostly every Friday, and then I tell you also when my podcasts come out every other week, and maybe some bonus stuff I'll be putting out there, like this week's upcoming Let's Play, which is gonna be another spooky Let's Play edition of this time around playing the Callisto protocol, and it's an okay game so far. You know, we'll see later on when I play more of it, but mainly I just playing Dead Space again and playing Dead Space, meaning the remastered version of Dead Space, not only just brought me back, but brought me to a new era of Dead Space where I'm like, yeah, this is how games used to be made. This is how games used to be made, and this is how games were played. Not just made, but played back in my day. I feel old now because Dead Space came out back on the 360. The early era of the 360, was it? I don't really remember exactly, but then now we're on the Series X and S's and new 20, 40, 90 PC graphics cards, I should say, from NVIDIA. You got your PS5s, you got new chipsets here, new chipsets there, and maybe next year we'll have a new Switch. We'll talk some more about that stuff in the podcast show. And then you got stuff like games coming out. Games that blow us away. Games that disappoint us very, very heavily by very good known developers. And it just gets you wondering. And a lot of people keep saying, oh, it's still because of the fallout from the pandemic and all that stuff from, you know, all that shit that went down in the pandemic and people working from home and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that could be it. And why is it taking so long to manifest? And could it be more? Could it be less? It's hard to say. Everything is closed-lipped and nobody really talks about any of this stuff behind the scenes too much. You might hear a thing or two behind the scenes from some developers working at some of these studios and stuff. But to me, I don't know if these companies are expecting more. I know a lot of gamers are expecting more out there. I know there's a lot of people that are expecting, I want a AAA game every time with the best graphics and sound and gameplay, hours and hours of gameplay, big worlds. And I'm just like, well, maybe we want some littler games sometimes. Maybe a little bit littler, not too little, but maybe a little bit littler, like hi-fi rushes and stuff like that. We don't need AAA games all the time. We don't need AAA games that's, you know, just need a fun game, a fun little title, like, you know, like the Gunk came out a long time ago. That was a nice little fun title that I very enjoyed. That was a Game Pass title. Like I said early on, Hi-Fi Rush was in a pretty fun, amazing title that I played that at first I thought I wasn't going to like too much because it was a rhythm-based game, and then I really got into it. I'm like, yeah, this is a really good game, and that was also a Game Pass title game. And, and not saying that all the good little titles come on Game Pass, but then there's other stuff out there. You know, you got your Vampire Survivors, and you got your, I'm trying to think of everything else, Super Lucky's Tale stuff. I know that's an older title, titles and stuff, but you got all this stuff. You know, they got that Jackbox Party Pack, 10 now or something that just came out, and those people are doing good, and that's a small, smallish game. It's, a technical marvel sometimes, but it's a smallish made game. It's not made, with 10 million people and $100 million budget and stuff, and they don't have contractors and other people working for them, and then they fire them after because, they don't need them anymore for the project, and they're going to go on to another project, and then they hire them back, and then they fire them again. That whole circle of life that is the video game industry in general, and just to make these super big, expensive games in shorter times that we take it, a lot of people take, a lot of, I'm trying to think of the word. I can never think of the words when I need them. We take advantage of. Okay. We take big advantage of all that stuff. And a lot of people don't realize on how much effort it does take to make sometimes these games. Now, then there's publishers that, that just cannot wait that, we got to put out this game now. It's either make or break and blah, blah, blah. And then, they push out a game and then it becomes, it's really broken and it's horrible. And it's like, why did you put out that game? Why did you put it out so early? What were you thinking? And you got stuff like that. Like a title that I'm going to talk about right now in this podcast, which I might as well talk about now because it's like, what happened here? What happened? And I'm talking about like bad game launches like Cities Skylines 2. And it's made by a developer that made the other Cities Skylines, of course, because they were going up against EA because EA pushed out a really, really bad game before. It was, they pushed out that Sim City whatever game where it was always online. It was really bad, I was like, I wasn't gonna buy it, and they ruined all that shit. And that's when Cities Skylines came out. I was one of those early contributors to it, and I bought it. I think I bought it. Yeah, I bought it on Steam first, and then eventually I bought it for PC for PC Xbox gaming before it became PC Game Pass and all that. And I also have it for the Xbox as well. And it's like, yeah, this is a great game. I think I also have it on the Switch. I think I have a copy for the Switch. I'll have to look in my catalog of Switch games upstairs. I think I also bought the City Skylines for the Switch. Not that I ever opened and played it, but I do have it. It does exist for the Switch. And I was really excited when they announced City Skylines 2 and what they were going to do with it and what they had to offer, and they're going to make it really cool. And then they came out, and the developer didn't come out ahead of time before they launched the game. Now, they did push back the console versions of the game of City Skylines 2 back to next year or something. I'm trying to think here. Let's see here. Next gen title. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if it says when they push, if they have a date or some time frame where they were going to push it back. Yeah, it says they last month Paradox and Colossal Order delayed the PlayStation 5 and Series XS versions of City Skylines 2 from the planned October launch to sometime during spring of 2024. And issued refunds to those who have pre-ordered it if they wanted to. But they still pushed out City Skylines 2 for the PC, which they admit there was going to be a lot of performance issues and a lot of stuff not working right in the game, and that the game wasn't really finished, and they said they're going to launch the game anyways, and they did. And as of right now, on Saturday, as I am recording this podcast, which I wasn't going to originally do, I was going to do it on a Sunday because I thought I was going to be playing some City Skylines 2 on my PC and doing a first gameplay of that and showing it off and seeing how bad it is. And I found out how bad it is by when I booted it up, and then my PC was just going, Aah! I mean, my PC was just sucking itself in, going, the fans on my machine, I never really hear. Even playing beefy games like Starfield and everything else that I've been playing and trying to push that graphics card in the PC to its limits. You know, with like games like I'm trying to think of it. What's it called? Hold on, I got it right here. I'll be able to mention it. What is it called? What is it called? What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? It's right here. No, it's right here. Wait, where is it? Ah, here we go. Totally accurate battle simulator. Stuff like that that pushes the graphics card. Or Teardown that pushes the graphics card, the hardware, everything to the max. Even then, I don't really hear my PC or anything spin up as much. You know, it does eventually or occasionally. But when I just booted up Cities Skylines 2 for the first time and I was going to get ready to capture it, I was like starting to record my first gameplay of it. And I was talking, I'm like, well, I heard it was going to be bad. And then I was talking, and then I booted it up and then whoosh. Now, it booted up from my computer. Now, don't get me wrong, it did boot up. My computer then sounded like a fucking rocket ship ready to blast off, and I never heard it go that hard, unless if it was like on startup or a shutdown when the fans spin up to let some extra cool air going through and stuff. But this was like, I'm like, what the fuck's going on over there? And I'm looking at my frames per second on my OBS capture and stuff, and they're going in the reds of missed frames and missed rendering lag, and it's going into the thousands and thousands. And this was only for not even a few seconds. This was in the first couple of seconds of it booting up. And this was after Microsoft's stupid whatever login thing was coming up like twice, which I don't understand why that's been doing that in PC games lately on Xbox. Like, it comes up twice. Oh, let's go. You sign in here. Say, do you want us to collect information and data for you? I'm like, no, you already know this. Why are you asking me this not only once, but twice? And why are you showing my email address and all that and stuff? And I'm like, what's going on here? But when I finally booted it into the game, I'm like, wow, this game. And the game is stuttering. And then I'm like, whoa, game, whoa. And now note, I am cranking, I think I have, if my memory best serves me, I have a AMD chipset, Ryzen 9 chipset. I think I Ryzen 9. I got one of the best ones in the PC right now because I upgraded it recently. It has a Ryzen 9 chipset in there, and it has a 4070 Ti graphics card in there. It has a great NVIDIA graphics card in there. And there should be no fucking way. Oh, and plus tons of memory. I always got tons of RAM in there. And I was booting it off an SSD. So, what the fuck? And it was only 50-something gigs, too. It wasn't a large download for the game when I was looking at it. It was like 50-something gigs. And I booted it up, and I'm like, wow, this thing ain't working at all. I'm like clicking. I'm like, this thing is totally busted. And if it's ruining OBS and everything else, I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to wait. I uninstalled right away Cities. I got to say Cities. I always want to just say city, but it's Cities because you can make Cities Skylines too. I just uninstalled it, people. I know there's very few people that say, oh, yeah, I'm playing, it's fun. And I'm like, yeah, what are you doing to play it? I got a super powerful gaming PC here. I might not have a 4090 in it, but I got a 4070 Ti. That's damn good itself. That's light years ahead of anything else out there. And no, a game that's like this should not run like that. I can play the first Cities Skylines and it'll run buttery smooth. I'll be able to record that thing 24/7. 24/7, baby, on my computer. But this was a hot piece of garbage coming in. I didn't even attempt to try to play it. I just said, fuck it. I'm going to wait till it is fully patched, fully ready. I thank God that this came out on Game Pass for PC first because it's on Game Pass. I feel sorry for Microsoft for having them on there, and there should be like a revision. I don't know how their deals are made, but there should be like a revision in the deals saying, Yeah, you guys' game, your Cities Skylines 2 is really not working well with people's computers right now. I think we should renegotiate this contract of yours on coming on Game Pass. Maybe we should extend it for a bit, because you guys kind of botched the launch and stuff, and this should have never maybe came out. It's making us look bad again on Game Pass. I don't know. Not that it should make them look bad on Game Pass. It's great that it's on Game Pass, and it's great that people like me, because there was a bunch of people that also wrote reviews and were saying this was a hot pile of garbage. At least it was on there. At least we got to try it out. And we weren't paying a price for it. Like if you were going to get this on Steam or somewhere else on accounts or whatnot. I don't know where else they would sell it besides Steam. I don't think they're doing any deals with Epic or anybody. I think it would just be on Steam besides Xbox PC Game Pass or PC, the Xbox store on the PC. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't pay for this game. I'm glad I didn't want to drop a mint, because usually I would buy a game like this and just, because eventually I knew I was going to keep playing it, especially with all the extra added features and stuff. But because this was a hot pile of garbage, I just said, wow, thank God I have Game Pass Ultimate. Now, people, I know I'm an Xbox Microsoft fanboy. But I'm only that because I play most of my games on PC and Xbox. I love my achievements. I love all the extra rewards points I get for playing games and doing stuff. It's just a great ecosystem for somebody like me that likes to excel in stuff and get stuff back and not have to pay an extra premium or two on tiers of stuff, which we will talk about for the PlayStation. I'm sorry. And I do love my Switch too, because I've been playing a lot of that, and I buy my games because you can hardly get sales on Switch games unless if it's years down the line, and that's mostly for the digital titles, unless if you somehow find a sale, you have a gift card for something, and you can go on Amazon and get like a couple bucks off of your like something. But I usually buy my games full price from Nintendo, so it's not like, okay, I'm only Xbox fanboy, I'm only talking about Game Pass and stuff because I'm a cheapo and stuff. No, I will buy games, but having Game Pass is a lifesaver in these kind of situations where it's like regularly back in the day before Game Pass, you and I would be dropping 50. I think this was like 60 something dollars. Was it 50 or 60? Do I have my Xbox app on that now? I do. I have it on twice. Why is it on twice? That didn't make sense. Let's see. Let's see how much this game is, because I think it would be on the store and stuff right now. Oh, they're not even featuring it. Where did I see that? I'm going to go to Game Pass and see if... Okay, here it is. How much? They wanted $50 for it. Okay, that's the norm. Or $90 if you wanted the Ultimate Edition. But here's, like I said, here's the thing. It doesn't work. So why would I want to pay? See, back in the day, we'd be paying $50+ for this game, and we wouldn't be able to play it, and then we'd be upset because we couldn't play a game. And yeah, you know what I mean? That's why I'm glad this was on Game Pass. I'm glad that I got to try it on Game Pass. This is why Game Pass is a great thing to have, and I wish more game developers, indie or industry, should use this, because then when people get to try out their games and stuff, they can see, oh, is this game working? Am I going to like it? Do I want to drop $60, $70? And a lot of these big game publishers don't want to do that because they're like, no, we want to sell you the game if you like it or not outright for $70 right now. You got Take-Two and stuff. Bethesda was, or not Bethesda, Blizzard was like that, or should I say Activision Blizzard was like that. Now that they're owned by Microsoft, they're going to be in the Game Pass ecosystem and stuff like that. But they were like that. They were like, no, we don't believe. Bobby Kotick was like, I don't believe in Game Pass. I don't think our games are going to ever go to Game Pass unless if we're sold, which they are. So they are going to Game Pass. And you don't see Nintendo putting out any. Sometimes Nintendo puts out demos for their games. Rarely, very rarely. But You got to buy them and play them to find out that that's like old school stuff. And, I'm one of those believers that every game should have like a demo to them. Every game. Microsoft used to do that back on the 360 back in the day where they made, or was it Xbox One? Was it Xbox One or 360 when they started that? I think it was, maybe they started with the 360, but they pushed it more in the Xbox One era where they pushed developers to always have a demo for their games right away. That's what they should go back. I know it's harder for some of these developers to make one, but that's what people should do. Have demos for their games so you can play them and find out, oh, is this game running well? Is it working well? Especially for PC. Luckily, you can get refunds for this stuff, and people are better for refunding you for the games, especially if they're digital games for like, Steam and Xbox and stuff. But wow. I even wrote in my review, I'm sad because I really was excited to play Cities Skylines 2. And even though the developer admitted and they said before they pushed out the game that they did not achieve their benchmark as they were targeting, and that their game has a lot of performance issues and stuff and everything else, and they still chose to launch the game anyways. Wow. That has to say something. Why did they have to do that? I don't know. Were they trying to meet like a financial goal or something? Things like that hurts companies. Things like that hurts brands, companies, and integrity. And I think they should have waited, just like the console ports of Cities Skylines. I think they should have just said and bit their tongues and went, okay, the PC version ain't working up to snuff either. Why don't we hold off on it? Let's not try to jump the gun and, put this out right away and disappoint all our loyal fans that we have gotten from EA and the SimCity franchise. Let's wait to push this out. Let's wait and get it right and then put it out, and then people will be happy, even though they got to wait longer. They'll be happy that they'll be able to play the game on PC and Xbox and all that, and PlayStation and not Switch, but maybe the next Switch. But they would be able to play it, and I don't know. And they're not the only ones. There's other developers, Bethesda, the one part of Bethesda that pushed out Redfall. That was broken. It was crap. They still pushed it out. Still a very big disappointing game. Redfall, everybody knows the bad tale of Redfall. Same thing with Cyberpunk 2077. I hate to say it because, you know what? When I got the game day one, I played it. Even though it was broken, I played it. The only thing that I felt it was broken for me was mostly the radio stations when I couldn't listen to the good music in Cyberpunk 2077. But I played it. I beat it. A lot of people hated it for it being so broken and everything else, but I played it, I beat it, but still, it was a broken game that the developers, aka and / publishers, decided to push out. When you've got people paying you tons of money for this stuff, good money, and you're pushing out broken crap. And it continues. There's other games out there that are like this, and I can't name them all, but there's probably a lot of them, so many of them. And it keeps happening and happening and happening. And is it because of the pandemic? Is it because these developers and publishers want to get their money faster and they're trying to, sway off the so-called, that's been so-called and so far out there, they're waiting for this recession or something, this great recession we're supposed to have. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're just trying to make some extra bank before the holidays or what. And it's just really bad and disturbing. And it's something in the video game industry that needs to change. There's a lot of things that need to change in the games industry, but this is definitely one of those things that needs to change in the games industry. And, people at these companies like Microsoft, Xbox, they should take charge. Phil Spencer should take charge at his company and say, test out these games and say, hey, you said this game isn't ready for, it's got major performance issues, this and that. We can't have this on our Game Pass. We got to halt your contract or whatever. You got to keep working on it or whatnot to push it back. I know we want to put out more games on Game Pass, but we don't want to put out more broken games. We want working games that are good for our players out there. And I don't know. I know they got a lot of new companies and a lot of new studios to work with, and they got a lot of stuff going on. I know Sony's Sony. I don't know what's going on with Sony right now. They're gonna have new leadership pretty soon, so that's gonna be a-okay, I guess. And Nintendo's making mint over there. So, and Steam just makes money. I don't think they give a care if the game's working or not. They got so much crap in their Steam store. I don't even think they even know. I don't know if they even care if a game's bad or not. They just like, well, we got millions of other games people could buy and play. But it's telling. It's like, this is so bad. And it's not Microsoft's fault. It's not Xbox's or PC Xbox or Game Pass's fault, whatever you want to say. It's not their fault. It's the developer's fault for putting this game out. 100%. Even though, it came out. But like I said, I was glad I got to play it and test, or not play it, but to test out, to try to play it on my PC and finding out it was hot garbage right starting it up. So I said, hey, I'll wait. I don't mind waiting. It'll probably be on Game Pass for a long time. And even if it came off of Game Pass, it would be back on again because I think people like, because they have the original Cities Skylines on Game Pass, and it's been on there permanently for well over a year and some change now. It's been on there for a long time and still up there. So I can see that with Cities Skylines too as well. Especially after this broken, bumbled up launch, you would think Microsoft, aka Xbox, Phil Spencer and them would be trying to talk and pen out some new deals with these guys saying, hey, your game didn't come out too good. It's broken. People aren't happy. Maybe we got to renegotiate this contract with you, and you have to let us, keep not only updated and make it working and good, but we got to keep, you got to let us, we're going to be able to keep this on Game Pass longer because it's not fair to our people. They want good games, working games. I don't know. That's my feeling on it. That's my little feeling on that subject in general. I got some other talks here. Should I wait on this stuff or should I talk about it more? I could leave this for the news, but this is quick stuff. So talking, even though this is about video games, but this is gaming related, but it's really the Fallout TV show on Amazon. It's finally going to be happening. It's finally going to be launching on April 12th next year of 2024. Don't know what's going to go on with it. I don't know what's going to happen in the show. I hope it's good. I really do. I really hope it's good. I know Amazon did a good job. I know a lot of people will say differently, but I know they did a good job on the Lord of the Rings, that TV series that they put out, and I like the what do you call it? The Boys and the Gen V stuff from The Boys, that spin-off show. They did a good job on that stuff, and they did the Samaritan movie, I think. That was an Amazon original, and they did that other movie with Chris Pratt. What was it called? It was that future alien movie thing. That was pretty good. They did a few good hit stuff there, so I have some good feelings about this, but we're just going to have to wait till April 12th of next year to find out. Now, note, the days, weeks, months, and of course years going by really quick. So April will be here before we know it. I can tell you that because, boy, time just flies by. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think you're expecting from this Amazon Fallout TV show thing? I would like to know. I would like to know, hear other people's opinions. Definitely email me at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. That's oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. Email me or mention in the comments. I'd like to know. There was a Qualcomm announcement. I'm not really, I know Qualcomm's just mostly tech. They mostly do tech for phones and stuff, processor tech for phones and stuff. But they were, touting that they have this new Snapdragon flagship that is supposed to be really powerful and it's supposed to have a way better GPU thing in there, and it's gonna go up to 240 frames per second for gaming and stuff like that. And they're trying to take on Apple with this chip, this new ARM-based chip, and they want to get more heavily into gaming, maybe use these chips in future, I don't know, handheld consoles and stuff. And Microsoft is also looking to these new ARM-based chips for stuff because they want to eventually try to put Windows back on ARM again. They tried once and they failed, but they're really hoping to try to get Windows as like a smaller, lighter feature for ARM-based chips so they can run applications and gaming and stuff faster, and it'll be lighter and more protective and stuff. I'm old school. I like a good old processor and everything else, but eventually in the future we'll have SoCs on a chip in our computers, and you won't even know if it's whatever, all your stuff, your graphics, all your CPU, memory stuff, all on one chip. That's what it's going to be eventually. But yeah, they talked about it. It's called the Titan of on-device intelligence, Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, and it's supposed to support ray tracing, all that stuff. Because they're going up against like the iPhone 15 Pro, which plays console-based games now, like Resident Evil 4 and Death Stranding and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't want to play a game on my phone. I really do not. But if you put this in like a gaming handheld or a computer or something, sure, they're going to put these in smartphones and stuff. But, for stuff like that, for like handheld computers or gaming computers and stuff, like my Asus ROG Ally and stuff, if powerful enough to do that, yeah, I can see that. But also, the games have to be compatible to play with this stuff. So basically, you got to put in like a Linux format for the game, and Linux does have a lot of games, thanks to the Steam Deck and stuff, but it's still not the biggest market out there. It's just like Apple. Apple's paying developers to port their games to the Apple gaming thing, to the gaming scene. They're not just putting games on Apple hardware because they want to. They're getting paid to do that. So that's the only reason why these game developers are going to Apple and providing their games for their iPhone 15, which you got to pay, what, $60 for? 50, 60 for that? Oh my God. I had to take a drink there. But yeah, that was some little bit of stuff. I wanted to get rid of that stuff before the gaming news because, me, after 2 weeks, there's a lot of gaming news that just drops. Why don't we also talk about, before we get into talking about the games that I have played over the past weeks, which I have played a bunch, and I have beaten a game. Yes, I have beaten a game, and I'm loving this new game that I'm playing. And then there's more games I'm going to be playing coming up very soon. So, but I wanted to talk about the Xbox partner preview that just happened last week. you know, it's basically it was a show a show where they just put all the game trailers together and dropped them into this like Xbox platform show where they can say, hey, this is all coming on to Xbox. Not saying that it's all coming to Game Pass, but it's all going to be on Xbox. You can buy and play it. Oh, and sometimes on PC as well. And the first game that they showed off on the Xbox Partner Preview, which blew my ass away, which should have been a thing anyways, because they always blow my ass away. But Wright Goku Studios, their Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth game that they were teasing, again, teasing or showing off in trailers. They showed off this new trailer for that, and they showed off, and its name is it's like a game within Infinite Wealth. It's called Happy Resort Dondoku Island. So it's Happy Resort Dondoku Island. Everybody's been saying, which I can agree, which we don't know if this is for a fact, but pretty much if we're watching this on here and if we know this studio, which most of us likely do, I know I do, it's pretty much going to be what they're going to do with it. This looks like something of an add-on. I don't know if it's going to be a separate thing with the game or if it's going to be something you're going to have to reach into the game. I'm pretty sure it's going to be something you're going to need to play the game, the main game for before, you can play this, because you're going to need some money because you're going to be running your own island resort. You're going to need to be having some money. But basically, with this island resort, or Infinite Wealth lets you manage your own island resort with Happy Resort Dondoku Island. It's basically what everybody's been saying. It's Animal Crossing. And what I've been looking at and everybody else has been looking at, it looks like a better Animal Crossing than what we got during the pandemic, which it was okay, but it was lackluster enough and it was missing a lot of stuff. And I felt like I was struggling to continue to play the last Animal Crossing. I think it was just too much, busybody work and not enough fun. And I think they dumbed down the stuff way too much in Animal Crossing lately with the people to join your island and you join their islands. That was really dumbed down. That was just really bad. That was so bad. Not only because when they come into your island or you're going to their island, it wasn't seamless. And the fact that if you go to another person's island or whatnot, or vice versa, you can't do as much. You can't do everything that you can normally do on your island like you do in your island. That was really bad. A lot of stuff. And I felt like there wasn't enough to do in Animal Crossing. And with these guys, which I'm sure they were Animal Crossing fans as well, they were like, hey, you know what? Why don't we build our own little Animal Crossing kind of game inside Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth? Not that playing it Infinite Wealth itself, probably going to be a very big RPG, isn't going to be big enough or enough content for us, but we're going to add this extra stuff onto it to make it even bigger. So there we have it. So we're going to have like an Animal Crossing-esque type of game, which you can build stuff from the ground up. You can buy stuff. You can build your little resort town and get villagers in there, people in there. You get to fight in there as well. You could fight bad guys and kick them out of your little resort. That's pretty cool. And you get to make money and you get to do all this stuff. And I'm like, ooh, this is going to be something really fun in this game. On top of playing the main game of Infinite Wealth, Like a Dragon, this seems like something that people like me are going to be very excited for indeed. And that's something I'm going to be having fun with when I'm streaming the game, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. And mainly when it comes out in January, because that's when it's coming out. I think it's coming out, January 9th or something? Is that what it said it was coming out? It doesn't say here. But I think it was like January 9th or something the game's supposed to come out. Don't quote me on that, except I can look it up right here on my thing here. Let's see, Like a Dragon, Infinite. Well, okay, wait, no. Who Erased His Name is not November 9th. Okay, so I was thinking of that. Oh, January 25th. So it's at the end of January, but still that time frame. And oh boy, I think I'm going to be taking off for that game. Taking off a little couple days or something for that game just to play Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. But yeah, that blew me away. That blew a lot of other people away. It looked really funky and crazy and fun. And it just makes me super happy to purchase and play Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, in which I also found out, because when they announced it, it was a Microsoft, on Xbox and Windows, which means you can buy it through your Game Pass Xbox app for your PC, because you could buy it for PC Xbox, meaning achievements on that, which made me really happy. And I'm like, ooh, I'm going to buy it, which here's the thing. If I buy it via the Xbox app or online through the Xbox store, I could play it on my Xbox and my PC. Either one. So if I buy it on one, I can play it on both. Now, sure, I'm going to buy a digital copy of it, and sure, they're selling physical copies of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, but to me, it seems like a better deal if I just buy it once digitally, and I can play it between either my Xbox and my PC. Like if I'm doing my game streaming and stuff, I want to play it on my Xbox, because then, save the PC cycles for recording and capturing and, streaming and stuff sometimes, or else vice versa. If I feel like I want to play it on PC maybe this time around, which we'll find out, because I'm going to be playing Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name on PC. So we'll see how well that does which it should do fine, because I have played many action PC games. But I'm really excited about this. It is going to be $70. It's going to be one of their very first high-priced $70 games for a Yakuza game, basically. And it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth $70. And you know what? I'm the person that says I don't believe in games being $70 unless if they are worth it, because I always add that on my exclusion. And trust me, this game is going to be worth it. This Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is going to be worth it. With all the added extras and stuff, and how can it not be worth $70? And that could just be me being a fanboy of the Yakuza series and stuff, which I am. They're great. They're all great games. There are some less than others, but they're all the whole franchise I played, basically. And the Judgment games, which are the off-brand franchise games in my mind, at least. But when I saw that during this partner preview event, because that was the first thing, I blew up. I was super happy when I blew up on that, seeing that other people were talking about when I was watching other game streamers online watching. They were like, what the fuck is this? This is awesome. And I'm watching it right now. I'm watching the thing where he's building houses, putting little cars and bikes. You got this big, giant tiki fire-breathing mouse statue. You got these, your guests or whatever, partners. You got a talking parrot that goes Wi-Fi router, USB, GPS, and stuff like that. Got these weird characters in the game. I don't know how this all works out, but it's looking really cool. It's looking really cool. And like I said, you can battle in there, get to have fun. It looks really good. It looks really good. You got to check out the trailer for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, folks, because it looks really, really, really good. Yeah. They also showed off other games. They showed off that Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. It looked good. It's using the Unreal 5 engine for it. I don't really care. I'm not a Metal Gear guy. Never have been. I tried out the games. Never got into any of the Metal Gears. Not the old ones, not the new ones. And I attempted. I really did try to make an effort, and I just really did not get into any of them. So there you have it. Alan Wake 2, which is already out. People say it's good. Another game. I played the first Alan Wake. Hated it. I know a lot of people liked it. I didn't. I hated it. I have no. I just don't want to play it. No. And it's out now. It came out yesterday. I thought people were supposed to be streaming this. I haven't seen anybody streaming or talking about it yet. Maybe in the near future they will, but because it just came out yesterday. I'm not an Alan Wake fan. I'll watch it. I'll watch people play it, but I'm not. No, there's some games I just do not like, and that's one of them. Like I said, I already talked about Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Ark, first look at Ark Survival Ascended reveal during the Xbox partner preview. This is like the remake. Oh yeah, this is using the Unreal 5 engine. Now note, a lot of these games are using the Unreal 5 engine because that's the next generation for computer games and video games and all that stuff. So everybody's clinging to them instead of other engines or using their own engines because they like using the Unreal engine now because it's the all engine right now, especially when you got other game engines not working out so good contract wise. Yeah. But a lot of these people are using the Unreal engine to make their games or remaster their games, etc., etc. And Ark Survival Evolved, which is a remake, or remaster or whatever they call it, looks good. Don't think I'll be playing it at all. I don't think it's going to be a game I'm going to be playing because don't forget I'm going to be playing the Blue People anyways, probably down the near future. And the Blue People meaning the Avatar game. Yeah, Frontiers of Pandora, I think it's called. That's the game I'm going to be playing coming in, I think, December. I think that comes end of November, December. Yeah, I'll be playing that. So, yeah, why do I need to play Ark? Not that this game is coming out soon, but still, I don't think I want to be playing it. They showed off Manor Lords, which gets a PC Game Pass release date and gameplay trailer. Okay, upcoming historical city building game that will be released. A game preview for Windows and PC Game Pass on April 26th next year. It'll arrive on Xbox consoles after that date. I don't have it looks good and all, but I have no intentions of playing that. Don't really care. Looks like originally I thought it was Age of Empires because of what they were showing off, but I'm just like, nah, I'll pass. It's a pass for me. They showed off, of course, that upcoming RoboCop Rogue City game. Gets a new story and gameplay trailer, I guess. I'm probably eventually going to get that game. I'll wait till it's really cheap, like $30 or less cheap, because I'm like, yeah, it's going to be an interesting RoboCop game. I watched and seen people play of the demo, of the very large, long demo. It looked pretty good and fun, but still, I'm not a big RoboCop fan, and I'll wait. I'll wait for that game to go down in price for a bit. Maybe it'll come on Game Pass or something. Who knows? Give it some time. But yeah, they showed off their RoboCop because, like I said, this is a partners preview. This is a partners show for all the partner stuff. Another game called Still Wakes. The Deep gameplay trailer shows off the latest spooky adventure from Dear Ether developer. Looks like just some kind of a scary game. It's made by developer The Chinese Room. So is this a Chinese-made game or something, if they call it The Chinese Room? And it looks to take players to a mysterious oil rig off the coast of Scotland in 1975. it looks like a horror kind of a game that scares you when you're on this breaking down oil rig with all this weird stuff going on. Probably something else I probably might not ever get to play, but you never know. If it's on Game Pass, maybe I'll give it a try. Maybe I'll give it a look-see, you know? Dungeons of Hindenburg gameplay trailer shows off more action-adventure social sim game. I have nothing to talk about this game. I have nothing. It's a cel-shaded looking game. I have nothing more to talk about on that. Spirit of the North 2 will see Fox and Raven teaming up to restore lost guardians and find their way home. Okay, is this like a new take on Homeward Bound or something? Or the Fox and the Hound kind of thing going on, but it's the Fox and the Raven. I like their blue tails and stuff, but I don't know. I don't think that's a game for me. What I've seen, I'm sorry. It just doesn't take me away for anything. But it's a sequel, and apparently people like the first Spirit of the North, so they're gonna probably play more of that. Then they're talking about, let's see here, the Finals gets an open beta and a new gameplay trailer. That's like a competitive shooter, multiplayer shooter. Who gives a shit? Oh, team-based, free-to-play team-based competitive shooter. Coming out already. It's already out. The beta is out on Xbox on October 26, 2023. That's already happening. Okay. Try it out and forget about it altogether. Ikaru, if I'm saying that right, Ikaro, Ikaru, Will Not Die is a fast-paced game with roguelite elements from Future Lab and Thunderful. It looks interesting, but again, probably something I will never play. Probably something I will never play. So, there's a bunch of third-party games on here. Most of them I just do not give a care about, but there was some stuff in there. There's a little bit of, fun little stuff in this Xbox partner preview. It's just them showing off what their partners are doing and what is going to be coming to Xbox or Game Pass or PC or something, and they want people in the Xbox fandom to know what's coming out. And like they said before the show, they said none of this stuff is from Activision Blizzard or anything like that because they just finished the deal and they got a lot of work to do to get everything together and work it out and then eventually bring it out on to either Game Pass and PC and everything else and get everything working. So you got to be patient, people. But it was okay. It was a nice little fun watch. Nothing too big, but it was a nice little fun watch for people like me. And yeah, why not? Let's see, what else? Why don't we just get into the games? Yeah, we'll talk about that. And then I'll talk about the game that I'm going to be streaming. We'll talk about the games that I've played. Then we'll talk about the game that I'm planning on streaming. And then we'll talk about some stuff that I'm upcoming for the holidays. Some stuff that I'm going to do upcoming for these holidays, what my plans might be for podcasts or shows for these upcoming holiday season. Will I be doing some more streaming? Will I be doing some stuff? Will I take a break from podcasting? Will I have like a special holiday podcast going out? We'll see. That is going to be coming up on what we're going to be talking about next. I'm going to take a quick break. You're not going to notice nothing because I'm just going to pause this. And the beautiful thing about pausing this thing, I can unpause it and we get right back to where we left off and you don't notice a thing. But for me, I'm going to take a quick pause break and we will be back with the games that I, Mr. Mike, have played in the past weeks. That's coming up next. Okay, and we are back, and if I get this right, here we go.
The games that have been played in the past week.
That's a good game.
Enjoy your gaming.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I added those two separately just in case. So I didn't mention that, yes, Halloween is coming up. So while you're watching or listening to this podcast, tomorrow will be Halloween for you guys. So you guys have a ghoulish happy Halloween. And like I said, I got that another Halloween-y episode of Let's Play where I'm playing the Callisto protocol. I know I mentioned it earlier in the show. And plus you could go back and watch the Dead Space Remastered Let's Play spooky episode of that. That was pretty fun. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go back into Dead Space and play more of that soon. But I'm also going to be playing, which I probably will be playing tonight after I do this podcast. I'm planning on playing more of the Walking Dead Telltale games because I don't know if I mentioned this. I purchased, and I think I might have mentioned this on the podcast, I purchased the Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1, which is Clementine and the folks, the originals. They were on sale for what? Was it like $5? No, it was on Game Pass, so I didn't pay anything. Yes, it was on PC Game Pass, or for me, Game Pass Ultimate. And apparently I didn't get, like, the achievements don't, separate for them. So I'm like, oh, I can play these for a fourth time and get a fourth set of achievements for the same games that I played. I really like the Walking Dead Telltale series, Season 1, really well. It's really a good season with Joel and Clementine and the antics that goes on in that season. I wanted to play it again, and I think I'm going to be playing that tonight after the podcasting and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to get back, and I'm playing those. I'm going to be playing the Walking Dead games on my Asus ROG Ally. So perfect device to play those types of games, and they don't need much to go and run the game. So they should last a long time. We'll see. I'll see how long it lasts to playing on the ROG Ally to play that kind of a game. But yeah, Game Pass having so many interesting games and stuff like that, and such a great thing. I hope you guys liked my watching the video version of the show. I hope you like my cool skeleton guy. He's a skeleton gamer. He's my spooky skeleton gamer guy for Halloween. And then I got my little, on the bottom here, it's hard to point in the right direction because I'm stupid. On the bottom here, I drew that ghost. I didn't draw him. I didn't draw the skeleton gaming guy. He came from AI. He came from my AI imagination when I went to DALL-E and created him. But for the ghost, I drew the ghost on the bottom. So I did my art on the bottom, and I let a computer do my art on the top. Computer AI on the top, Mr. Mike on the bottom. So here's the games that I played for the past couple of weeks. I did get some gaming in. A lot of gaming, having a lot of fun playing games, and finishing one game, which will kick it off on this games that I played in the past week. I finished Starfield, folks. Woo! Woo! I finished, hold on. I finished Starfield.
That's a good game.
Yeah! Okay, that was the wrong button, but yeah, that works.
Enjoy your game.
There we go.
That's a good game.
Yeah, but I have conquered, and I have beaten 100%, not 100% of Starfield, but I beat the game. I got to credits. I did all of the side missions and stuff and did everything else. I leveled my character up. The only things that I pretty much didn't do is the little stuff like go to a whatever, what was it, 500 planets, 100, I think it was 100 planets. I don't know if it was 100 or 500. I might have been 500. Or do 100 mods of this or do that. That stuff I might get back into because I still have Starfield installed on my ROG Ally. I did delete it after I beat it on my PC because it did get me to the new game plus mode, which allows you to just bypass the whole story altogether. It says, do you want to just pass by this story? I'm like, sure. let me pass by this whole story. And it does get a little weird because it's like, oh, haven't you did this before? Oh, you're from a different universe. Okay. And then it's like, oh, do you want to just bypass this story? And I'm like, yeah, let's bypass the main story. So I could just go back in and play everything else and, you know, keep leveling up and doing stuff, which I think I maxed out like a lot of my stuff. But, you know, there's other stuff, like I said, collecting, going to all the planets, doing all the other stuff. And I'm like, I don't really need to do that. But, you know, if I'm just sitting around and I want to play a little bit, I want to get into space or do a little Starfield stuff, I'll keep this game on my Rogue Ally for a bit longer. So if I just feel like I want to get into Starfield, shoot some shit up and have myself a little fun, I'll go do that on the Rogue Ally. You know, not a big deal. But otherwise, I completed the game. I'm done. The story, finished it all, did it all. It was a lot. It was a lot. That ending just kept going and going and going. But it was good. It was a decent game. Highly recommend Starfield, especially for the PC, so you can do a little bit of internal modding. May I suggest turning on God mode? You might have to use a few console commands, and you might want to have that thing where you want to keep the achievements running too, if you're an achievement guy like me, you know. With that stuff, even though it's cheating a little bit, I'm still had fun with the game. And sometimes there's a little bit of issues in certain parts of the game or something you can't really figure out and you need to go through a wall or door. That console thing really helps. Really helps. Or if you need to reboot a mission or something, it really helps to know how to do a console command on that. But yeah, beat Starfield. I'm very happy. I played, and I should have had this booted up on my phone, but because it's me, I forgot to boot up my my Xbox app on my phone. But I want to, and I'm going to hold off for a second here until I get to it. Come on, phone, hurry it up. Let's get to the game. Okay, let's get to Starfield. So I played this game for a total, this is total playtime of this game, 4 days, 3 hours, and 40 minutes of Starfield. And now, note, I was doing a lot of the side quests. I was doing a lot of side stuff. I was going and doing my own stuff for a little bit, so that contributes to the time. But 4 days, 3 hours, and 40 minutes of gameplay, of game time in Starfield on the PC, and played a little bit of it on the Xbox and the Rogue Ally, mostly Rogue Ally and PC. So, yeah. And it's a game I didn't have to pay a dime for. Just had it, played it from PC, from Game Pass Ultimate. So, and like I said, it was a good game. It was a decent Bethesda game. It's a good, nice filler. I had my decent fun, especially because I got to mod and do the extra stuff. If I didn't do the modding and the extra stuff, maybe it would have dragged out a little bit more for me. By a little bit, I would have figured shit out. But it just helped me so I didn't have to, you know, go here and keep selling items and stuff. You know, I do that all the time in every game. This time I was just like, yeah, I got $1 billion. I don't care. Stuff like that. And some people say, oh, that's bad. That hurts your gameplay. Nah, it doesn't. I still have a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun in Starfield. You know, it's not everybody's favorite game, but I still hear a lot of people talking about how much fun they had playing Starfield in general. So it's not everyone, folks. There's people on both sides. And plus, Starfield sold a good amount of copies. They had a good quarterly, what should I say, earnings call, which they said Starfield contributed to it. And they said Starfield made them a lot of money, even though it was put on Game Pass and stuff like that. So, hey, money talks, bullshit walks, folks. So, Starfield, really good game. Really, really good game.
That's a good game.
That's a good game, yes. So, played that, beat that. Now I can move on to other games. Played some Forza Motorsport. I've been on and off, more off Forza Motorsport, just because it's, you know, it's just a casual game. I'm going to play it casually. like I said, that I actually deleted off the PC, and I also have it off my Xbox, but I have it on my ROG Ally because it plays very well on the ROG Ally, very well. So that's my ROG Ally game right now because the controls on the ROG Ally help me turn better in Forza Motorsport than it does on my Xbox or PC. So, I go with the system with the best controls. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because they're attached to the unit, or if it's just because those controllers are newer compared to the PC and the Xbox controller, which I would think the Xbox controller, sure, that's probably damaged goods because I've been using that nonstop hardcore for a long time. But the PC controller, Xbox controller that I have here, I haven't used that for that long. That's a fairly new controller, so I don't know why the sticks wouldn't work as well as that. But the ROG Ally, that's been buttery smooth, and I've been making good turns with that and stuff. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why. I have no reason on why that Forza Motorsport plays the best on the ROG Ally, but it does. It does. Unlike Forza Horizon, the last one, which didn't work so good, which I still want to try to download and play the Forza Horizon before that. I should download that today, try it out or something, see how that one works. The one before the recent one. Maybe I'll see if it works better or not, or if it works the same as the other Horizon. Maybe it's because there's just more stuff popping in and the game has to deal with. But then I'm like, I play Starfield on this thing. So if Starfield works great, why wouldn't Forza Horizon work great? I don't know. It's weird. Games are weird, especially on PCs and other things. Games are weird on other different devices, They work differently. It's all weird. A game that I'm currently back into playing now that I beat Starfield, I've been jumping back in and I played a whole bunch of it yesterday. I'll play more of it tomorrow because like I said, I'm going to be playing some other stuff today. And I've been playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy on the PC, which is really fun, really long, but I'm getting through it. I think I just beat Chapter 3. Now I'm on the soon-to-be case of the magician. What's that guy's called? The whatever miracle magician thing where they thought he killed the owner of the circus or something, but here's the spoiler alert, folks. He didn't. Somebody else did. But anywho, Phoenix Wright, have to find out how to get him innocent in the trial, and I'll go through all that, and we'll do all the discovery and stuff. But yeah, that's the next one I'm doing. I'm playing with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and it does feel like an eternity because it takes a long time to get through these cases and trials and stuff with Phoenix Wright. Yes, and imagine the Phoenix Wright games came out on the DS, the 3DS or something. Was it the DS or 3DS? I think it was the DS. These came out for that little device, and now I'm playing them for the first time on the PC and stuff like that. I originally started on the Xbox, but then when it was on Game Pass for PC, I'm like, oh, I want to play this on the PC because then I can watch something on one screen, play this on another screen, because that's how I like to play games. Sometimes I like to multitask, so I'm like, okay, and it's a fun thing. It's a fun trilogy, a lot of reading and stuff, but it's fun. And I love like I said, I love the anime. I have the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney anime. It's a really good show. It's based off the game, so it's got all the game stuff in there as well. But I'm playing that on PC lately. That's been the latest thing because I want to get through that, beat that, so I can go on to some other stuff. I already talked about I played a bit of the Callisto Protocol on the Series X for the next Let's Play that is coming up this Tuesday. That I'm going to put out this Tuesday for you guys, the Spooky Edition. So I played a bunch of that. Yes, it's Dead Space-like-esque in some ways, but it's really in its own ways on other things, and I don't know. It just looks like something like they tried to add some spookiness to like an Aliens type of a game, like the Aliens movie or the Aliens games, but mostly the Aliens movie. And they kind of mixed them all up with some Prometheus and some other stuff. And where's my suit? Am I supposed to be wearing my helmet? And I'm not wearing a helmet or anything yet. And I feel like the pickups and the drops and stuff and certain stuff isn't as good as it would be in Dead Space. And Dead Space, I feel like I can get more items and pack in more stuff, and I have more firepower than in the Callisto Protocol. And I'm playing on easy on the Callisto Protocol, but yes, it is a much harder game. It is a much harder game, I could tell already, than Dead Space is, especially Dead Space Remastered. But all in all, it's interesting. It could get a little annoying at times, but it's still interesting. There's a lot of things in the Callisto Protocol which they don't do like they did in Dead Space. Like the biggest annoyance in the Callisto Protocol so far for me, and I know this is an older game, is that you can't summon a pathway. Like in Dead Space, you can go and it'll show you a path of where you got to go to your next whatever mission or next area that you got to go into. In the Callisto Protocol, no, you're just bumbling around, looking where to go, and then you come up to a dead end or something, and you're like, well, what do I got to do? What do I got to do? And it's like, oh, I got to find a power thing to put into the power plug, and I got to go over here, unplug this. Oh, look, it's the alien. Actually, it's the people that turn into disease creatures. That's what it is, the virus alien creature people, and they're trying to attack me. Oh, I got to start shooting them and try not to die. And then I go back and I take the power plug and I put it into the other power thing, and it turns on the door, and I go through the door and do the next thing. Okay. I understand what they were trying to do, and these were former people, the former creators or whatnot of the Callisto Protocol, are former creators and designers and people that worked on the first Dead Space game, the original, not the remake, but the original Dead Space and Trilogy and stuff. And I understand what they were trying to do this time around with the Callisto Protocol, but it's missing the marks and a lot of stuff. It's missing its marks. And I'm like, will I continue to play this game? Yes, I will try to continue to play this game, but I will definitely play more Dead Space Remastered first and beat that first than I would playing this. And then there's other games I'd rather play ahead of the Callisto Protocol, which kind of spells the fate for the Callisto Protocol for me. And I do want to play it, and I would like to find out what's going on and maybe beat it, but there's a lot of other games I'd rather play than the Callisto Protocol, if you understand my meaning. And you'll see it in the Let's Play. And you'll see it. So any future people that haven't played the Callisto Protocol yet, maybe this will show you what it's all about. And then finally on my listo of games that I have played, I only played a little bit of the beginning again. And then I said to myself, because I actually looked at the achievements and everything else, and I knew this was like only a 10-hour demo. They had the demo last weekend for Diablo 4. And, of course, I played it for, the third or fourth time, the beginning of the game. And then I said to myself, you know what? I played all this already. I just don't feel like playing more of Diablo right now. I want to wait till Diablo's officially out on Game Pass and I could just play the whole game and not have to do this demo stuff or this game preview demo stuff, which I'm surprised to put this as a game preview for Diablo 4. Because it was out already for a while. And I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling up to playing Diablo anymore. I played a bunch, did a bunch of stuff, and then I'm like, okay. And then I turned it off and I deleted it from my Xbox again. And I'm like, okay, I'll wait till it comes on Game Pass proper and then I'll play it. But I noticed the achievements for Diablo 4 are so lacking. It's like they have no vision for these achievements. And these achievements are like so arbitrarily... Could be hard. I don't know. I didn't really look at them, but they're so. It's like they just threw them on there just to have them on Diablo 4 this time around, and it's like, wow, guys, what the hell? The game is okay. I do love Diablo a lot, mostly Diablo 3, but I can understand why people were getting frustrated with this next Diablo and why a lot of people just jumped ship from it and stuff, but. Anywho, I do like the Diablo. I like all the fighting and the battling. It's just, I got to do that stupid beginning again. Maybe not. Maybe with the game preview save, because it was for where you actually playing the game, but they only let you play for 10 hours. It was doing it does have achievements. They were active during the thing. I could have earned them, but like I said, by the time you get your first achievement, that'd be a long time away. And the fact that, I don't know, maybe it saved the game. I'll find out when it comes out on Game Pass and I play it again. Maybe it'll say, hey, you got a older save here. Do you want to load it up? And I'll be like, yeah, because then I don't have to play the beginning again for the 4th time. And go see Lilith come out of that spidery blood dimension thing. Seeing her big Lilith foot come down and everything else, that sexy Lilith foot. Again, for the 4th time. Yeah. I don't know. I do really would want to play Diablo 4, but like I said, I'll wait till Game Pass. Because I wasn't going to purchase it because I knew eventually that Diablo would be on Game Pass, because when I knew when they announced that they were taking over Activision Blizzard a long time ago, which took a long time, I knew, that means Diablo 4 is going to come on Game Pass, so maybe I should hold off and wait to get Diablo 4 instead of buying it for $70, which they're charging for the game, and wait to get it for like hardly nothing, which is a better idea. Because you know what? It's good. It's a good time to save money on your video games, especially if they're going to be all digital and stuff going into the near future and going forward with a lot of games. And a lot of games are only coming out digitally now, and more developers are going to just put their games out digitally now. That's something you got to look to the future for. And it's like, do I really want to pay $70 for this? Or do I just want to get this for free on Game Pass? Because I'm paying my $18 for Game Pass per month for Game Pass Ultimate. I'll save myself $70, and I'll put that $70 to some more important stuff like pizza and alcohol and stuff like that. The things that you need in life while playing video games. I tried, and I just went. I just fell off the deep end with Diablo 4, and then I went right to Phoenix Wright and played some Ace Attorney. I think that day, either that or I played Forza. I forgot what games I played that weekend, but it definitely wasn't Diablo. Nope. So those were the games that I have played in the past weeks, and like I said, coming up later today, I will be playing the Walking Dead games from Telltale, the first season, because they have those up on Game Pass, so I'll definitely be playing those. Let's see here. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about today? I know I was jumping around in my list here. Oh, why didn't I have this on the list? Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay, actually, there is one more game on my list. I was just being really stupid, and I don't know why it's not like the top of the list. Wow. Hold on. Super Mario Brothers Wonder for the Switch. Wow, I am dumb. I have to admit, folks, I am dumb because I didn't put this on a list and I totally forgot all about it. And it's on the top. It's the name of my show today, Gaming Wonder. Wow, Mr. Mike. Wow, and I just streamed it on Friday too. Yeah, people, that's my brain in action, folks. Sometimes there's just too much in this noggin that, oh boy, wow, what a, I must be getting dementia early. I don't know, folks. I think dementia's coming in early. No, the biggest thing, the thing that I just buried, I played Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which I bought because, bought physically, got it shipped to me. I got some trading cards with it, which I didn't open that pack, but I played that, did a first gameplay of Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I did a stream of it last Friday, which was yesterday as I'm recording this. And boy, I'm having a lot of fun with Super Mario Brothers Wonder. It is a wonder in how they make this game so damn good. Even though there's some parts of it that are annoying that feel like, wow, this feels like something somebody like me would make a Mario Maker and punish everybody else. And it makes me also wonder, I know the Super Mario Maker game 2 or Super Mario Maker 2 didn't do as hot, but I wonder if they're going to ever add like this kind of stuff to Super Mario Maker 2, or if they'll ever decide, maybe for the new Switch, if that's something that's going to have some interesting things to it, maybe they'll make a Super Mario Maker 3 or something and add all this wonder stuff to it or whatnot. I would like that. That'd be pretty badass. That'd be cool, because turning into an elephant, blowing bubbles, or doing just crazy shit in this world when you hit one of those wonder seeds and the whole world just trips out because it's like you just hit a thing of acid. Like Mario or somebody just took a bowl of acid and went, whoa, baby, and the world just goes crazy. I bet you that's what they were doing when they were designing this game. They're like, what can we do for this 2D Mario game for the next Mario game that we haven't done before? Because, we did all these other ones and they're all the same, basically. They do some bubbles here, we do some stuff there. Oh, let's just smoke some weed. Let's go do some heavy drugs. I know we're in Japan and, heavy drugs are a very big no here. Maybe we'll go to the States and do the heavy drugs. Maybe they came here and did some heavy drugs or whatnot, did some trippy acid or something. I don't know. They had to, because creating this game was just, wow. You had to be on something to create this game, and it is a game. It is a great game. It is a fun game. It is a bright, colorful game. It is got talking flowers in this game. You got shit going on everywhere in this game. Hidden areas, behind the scenes gameplay areas. And it just goes on and on and on. Each and every level is different. And Bowser's a moving, flying castle that's angry, of course, and going, hoo ha ha ha, I'm taking over everything, even though I don't do anything. And then I sit behind a bunch of cloud thingies that protect me. And then Mario takes them away one by one. And eventually I'll have to fight Bowser. But I've been fighting his son, Bowser Jr., for a long time, and it's just like, boy, this game is fun. Boy, oh boy. And I gotta tell you, usually I'm just not the best at most Mario games. I think the only Mario game that I ever truly completed was Mario Odyssey, and I was stunned that I beat that game. And then, I never really beat any of the side-scrolling Mario games, but you never know. I think Wonder I might get very close to actually playing and beating in the series alongside Odyssey, because otherwise I've been playing Mario games forever. I've been playing Super Mario Brothers, all that's great stuff, Mario Brothers U, new Super Mario Brothers, Mario Brothers 3, all the originals. And it always feels like I get stuck at a certain point. I'm like, I get really bad at it. And it's like, this one, they make it so that you can eventually beat these levels and beat this game, because they give you all these special enhancement seeds, which enhances your abilities to do other stuff a lot of times in the game. And all this other stuff you can unlock. And it seems very fun. And then you collect these Korok like seeds, and they go to opening up other areas and castles and to beat the bad guys and stuff. And it's just really a fun trip. You got moving pipes that wiggle around. You got weird evil guys flying about, and you got all these what should I say, rhinoceroses or triceratops things trying to run you over. You got a little bit of a Lion King moment in part of the game. Oh boy, a lot of stuff going on. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. It is one of those games that's going to sell a lot of Switches this holiday season. Even if you don't have a Switch, you're thinking about, should I hold off for the next Switch or this Switch? I bet you're going to be playing it, buying at least a Switch Lite or something to buy this game, because you're just going to want to play this game. That's how good this game is. People are gonna buy Switches, even though it's at its end of its life cycle right now, and they're just gonna buy them because shit, they want to play Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and their kids and other family members are gonna want to play Super Mario Brothers Wonder because it's so much damn fun. And I tell you, folks, it is very damn fun. And I can't believe I forgot all about it and buried it from the lead. Because maybe that's where I think I was going to put it on the front. I think that's what tripped me up, folks. I think I was going to put Super Mario Brothers Wonder in the front of my games notepad feed here, on my list here, on my show notes. And I totally forgot to put it in there. And that's what screwed me up. Because maybe I thought I've already talked about it. Because, my brain don't work that well half the time, so that's what happens. So at least I figured it out before we got out of that. So those were all the games that I played in the past weeks, and trust me, you're going to want to play some Super Mario Brothers Wonder. That's why Nintendo is, and I always say it is and always will be, or at least mostly always will be, unless if they do fumble. If they make another Wii U-like device or something, that's when they can fumble a little bit, but otherwise, Nintendo, as I always say it, they are the Apple of the video game world. They sell things semi-cheap, but they make money on everything from their hardware, their video games, and they know how to rake in that do-re-mi. The only other thing that I felt that I was cheated from, and I know this is because I don't have the Nintendo $20 Nintendo Online membership this year, because I said I'm not playing anything online for a while this year. I'm not going to play any Splatoon 3 or anything like that. I forgot when I was doing my stream. I'm like, oh, I'll just invite these ghost people into the game and they can play their game, because I didn't think I would need online, but you do to play this game sort of online, to at least the fact that for ghosts and stuff, which I didn't think they would be for the ghosts. I can see if you're playing with your friends online with this game, but if you're just having the ghosts come in and they're playing alongside of you and whatnot, and you're help them out or they're helping you out, you would think you wouldn't need the online, but yes, that's other people playing online and they're playing with you or against. Okay, I can see it, but I was switching it on and I'm like, yeah, I'll just switch this thing on, this Wi-Fi on, and see if anybody joins or whatnot. And then it's like, it comes up on the screen, 7-day free trial to the Nintendo membership. You do not have the Nintendo membership, Mr. Mike. Oh, you can't do this without the Nintendo Online membership. And I'm like, God darn it. Really? And then I just turned it off and I'm like, sorry, I'm like in my stream, I'm like, sorry, I guess we're not going to have any ghosts or anything join us today. That's the only bummer. That's the only bummer, because they have this thing, this mechanic in the game, and you can't use it because you don't pay them their $20 harassment or surcharge or I'm trying to think. What's it called? Their brutality fee for you to play that to your full extent, because you got to pay them that tax, the Nintendo tax, to get in and get people to barely come into your game and play the game alongside of you. Boy, they know how to print money over at Nintendo. That's why they're the Apple of the video game market. So, let's talk about upcoming game streams and stuff, like the one that's upcoming soon-ish in a couple weeks, in November 9th. This was the November 9th one. So on November 9th, which is 2 weeks away, well, 1 week away, because when you're hearing this, it's going to be the 30th. So it'll be next week on November 9th, which I will start streaming on November 9th. That's the plus. Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name, which stars Kiryu, a.k.a. Kiryu from the Yakuza series. It stars him, is going to be coming out Thursday that week. And usually I would hold off and wait to do the stream on Friday, but I am so interested and excited for this game that, because it's going back to the beat-em-up kind of game, not shooting, but there might be some gunplay in there, but I doubt it. But it's going to be the beat-em-up kind of game that I enjoyed from the past Yakuza games, that I'm really going to want to play it on Thursday. So I am going to do a shorter-ish stream during the day after I get out of work and stuff and shower and eat and stuff. I am going to go ahead and stream that day on Thursday, and I'll even try to get out as early as possible. I'll try to get out. I'll be out earlier. I just go to bed earlier that day, but I will do a stream that day of a Yakuza Like Me, starting my Yakuza Like Me series. I'll do the beginner's play of it and stuff. We'll do like an hour, maybe 2 hours of it. We'll see. We'll see how I feel that day. And I'll play Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name. We'll start it off, and then Friday night when we have our streaming night at 8 p.m. Eastern time on youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer, or if you go to OldFreakyGamer.com, I'm also host that live video stream on the top main video board there as you go onto my OldFreakyGamer.com page. It's right there up top. Just, the video will be live there. I'll be going live there, so you'll be able to watch it. I'll be streaming on YouTube. And I'll be kicking off Yakuza Like Me. That series is back. It's coming back. And I'll play this game to whatever. And I also plan on playing this game on streaming on different days as well. Like, usually I just stream this game on Fridays, but I don't think I'm going to be able to hold myself to that and content to that. So I will be bouncing on and off on different days, on random days of streaming these Yakuza Like Me episodes, live episodes on youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer and OldFreakyGamer.com. So be on the lookout, and I will post them on the schedule. I'll update the schedule to make sure that people know I'm going to be playing these games and whatnot, because I don't do social media really, so I will be updating that and making sure that people know, I'm going to stream Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name today and tomorrow, whatnot, and push along the Yakuza Like Me series, because I got a feeling that this game is going to be shorter than any other Yakuza game or Like a Dragon Infinite. We pretty much know that this is going to be a shorter type of game, because, it's not like they're just doing a bridge of the gap, and they're bridging the gap between the other games. So it's probably not going to be the biggest storyline, but it'll have some stuff in there, but I'm sure it's not going to be, like I said, the biggest of the storyline. And then it'll give me time to play this game, beat this game, and then when January comes up, then I can start, at the end of January, I'll have enough time, which I should have plenty of time anyways, to start up and play Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth when that comes out. So a lot of Yakuza stuff going on. But that's what's going to happen when this releases. Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name releases on the 9th, that Thursday. I will stream it that day after work. And then I'll stream it that Friday after work at 8 p.m. Eastern time on youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer and OldFreakyGamer.com. Boy, that's a lot of mouthful for that stuff. But that is the plan. Plans for the upcoming holidays. I am still working on them, but I got a brief thing what I want to do. I do want to take off, sort of for streaming wise and whatnot wise. I don't know. Maybe I'll stream on those days, but I might just take off, holidays for podcasts at least, like I usually do. I will have a holiday podcast that'll go up. Let me see here. During December, let's see here. Let's go to 25th. So that's on a Monday. So Christmas is on a Monday. So that's interesting. So I'll be off Monday, right? I think so. Yeah, we'll be off Monday, I think. But let's see here. I probably will definitely do a stream on December the 22nd. I know I'm talking way too far into the future here, and I still don't have the plans finalized, but I do plan on doing maybe some streaming. I might not do any podcasting, but I will have a holiday podcast go up before the holidays, or I will just let it go up during the holidays when I'm free and about, but I'll have it ready pre-recorded. It'll be just something random gaming talk and stuff like that. What I think are my favorite games of the year, stuff like that. I'll make up a list of things that I want to talk about. Maybe I'll add some music into the game thing, and it's pretty much going to be that. It's going to be easy going for the holidays because, of course, the games industry as a whole is going to be on vacation. Everybody else is going to be out of work on vacation or whatnot, so they're not going to be doing much news and stuff like that. So I probably will come back after, New Year's and stuff. I'll come back the following week or so, unless the things change and there's a big news story that drops, a gaming news story that drops. That happened once when a big games news story happened right after the holidays, and I'm like, why did they do that now? And I didn't know nothing about it, and it's like, I was taken off and stuff like that. So I will do. We'll see how it goes, and I'll update you guys more so on that. But for, like I said, my holiday gaming show for Christmas and stuff like that, aka / New Year's, whatever. It's mainly going to be something I'm going to pre-record, and I'll have up. I'll talk about the stuff I usually talk about during the holidays, my favorite games, this, that, what I think will be upcoming, stuff like that, a lot of predictions, a lot of stuff, and like I said, maybe some music or something, if it doesn't kick me off of YouTube, because it'll be gaming music, and you know how YouTube is about all that stuff, because they're evil in a lot of ways, but still. So really, I didn't talk much about the upcoming holidays, except for my very thin plan of what I'm going to be doing or what I want to be doing during the holidays. So it's not like it was anything major. So why don't we get into the next section after I take this little drinky drink here, which I will pause the stream to do so because I want to take a drink. And then we'll get into the games talk news portion of the show. And we got a lot of that. A lot of gaming, talking news. And that's coming up next.
The games news from the past week.
Enjoy your game.
Enjoy your That's a good game. So we got a bunch of games news on the docket. What else is new? Every time I'm off I don't do this till every other week. It does pile up on me. But like I said, when the holidays come up, maybe it's going to get really late. Who knows? Or maybe it'll get piled up again. I don't know. Who knows? It's the games industry. But even though I was coming off of talking about Like a Dragon, the man who erased his name, apparently Like a Dragon Gaiden, a.k.a. the man who erased his name, is not going to have an English dub version, English dub voice version, until later in a post-launch update for some reason. I think it's just because, I don't know, maybe it costs money and they want to see if enough people buy it or whatnot. It's not a big deal because I played most of the Yakuza series with just the Japanese talk in it, and I just read the subtitles, but it's weird that they just didn't do the English dub part with the game. Do they have other versions of the game, or is it just Japanese audio? It's weird. You would think, if anything, because don't they dub this in other languages too, or is it just English and Japanese? I forgot. Did they not up? I should check out like a Dragon. What is it? Like a Dragon. I'm trying to think of it. Yakuza Like a Dragon. I think that's all it is. The 7th one with Ichiban and stuff. Did they have like multiple voice acting cast? Didn't they have like a French, Chinese, Italian, stuff like that in the game as voices? I would have to look that up because if they just don't have the English dub, that's weird. That's weird to me. I don't know. It's not the biggest thing. Like I said, I like hearing them speak Japanese and going, "Oh, konnichiwa. Oh, cha, stuff like that. Sorry with my fake Japanese talk. But yeah, I'll just read the subtitles and we'll play the game and we'll have ourselves some good old Yakuza fun, just like in the early days. It was all in Japanese, so you know what? And most of it's going to be in text anyways. Probably it's going to go so it's not going to really matter. So it's not a big deal. It's just something that they announced at Yogokoi Studios. They just said, "Hey, we're not going to have this. Hey, sorry. Not going to be out at launch for this voice for English, so not a big deal." So you PlayStation fans out there, fanboys, girls of all ages, how's your PlayStation Plus pricing going on? Well, Sony says, hey, a lot of people are complaining, a lot of people are leaving, blah, 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 but hey, Sony is still defending their PlayStation Plus price hikes. I said almost hacks, but hikes. We have to adjust to market conditions, they said. And if you don't know, or if you don't play video games in general, or if you don't play on PlayStation, like moi, you don't know that, or you do, or you're finding out now that Sony has raised the price of their PlayStation Plus 12-month subscriptions globally across all tiers, roughly 30%. They're raising the prices up, not like Xbox where they raised them about like $1 or $2 with all their pricing. They're doing 30% here. They're doing a lot more. So from the 12-month PlayStation Plus Essential, going from $59.99 to $79.99, very expensive. PlayStation Plus Extra, because they got all these stupid tiers. They got multiple tiers. So the PlayStation Plus Extra tier is going from $99, which is $100, to $134.99. And then, of course, the PlayStation Plus Premium, which was from $119.99 or $120 to $160. Whew. They really raised those prices to an astonishingly bad way. I don't care what kind of market conditions is going on there. I don't think there's anybody out there that would say, hey, you're giving us a lot of value, so of course up it that much. I don't see the value in upping their PlayStation Plus tiers that much money. Especially when you got Microsoft with, some basic tiers. They got their tiers too. They got Xbox Core, which was Xbox Live Gold or whatever. Now it's called Xbox Live Core. Then they got Xbox Game Pass. And then they got no, that's Xbox Live Core. Then they got PC Game Pass. Okay, that's what they got. And then they got Game Pass Ultimate, which is what I got, which is the cheapest, smartest choice if you play your games on Xbox and PC, because that covers everything. So yeah, Microsoft's got their 3 tiers, but their 3-tier system actually makes sense. And they actually give you a rotating amount of good games, a big rotating list of great games in the Xbox Core part of the subscription. So yeah, Sony do that? No. Microsoft do that, but Sony don't do that. And I know some people complain about Xbox Core, Live Core. I know I don't have that, but I understand they're not giving you the online features as well with that, or Xbox Live Gold or something with the core part, and then you got to go with Ultimate or PC Game Pass. It's weird. It's weird too. Microsoft has it a little weirded too. I think every tier should come with, basic gold subscription or whatever. Get rid of gold subscription. Just have the tiers for the games and stuff. But I don't know. What do I know? Not a marketer, but still, it's all a lot cheaper and all a lot, better priced than what Sony's doing to people right now. And people are fuming. I hear about it all the time. And They think that because they're Sony that their shit don't stink and stuff, and they think people will continue to pay those higher rates and stuff to just be on PlayStation. And I'm sitting right here reading the comments one after another that they're just letting their PlayStation Plus subscriptions either lapse or go down to the essential tiers, the right all the way down to the core part of it, or they're not going to do that, or else some of them are actually saying they're jumping ship. They're going to another the either PC or Xbox or stuff like that. So yes, it's not the best thing Sony's doing for their PlayStation customers, for their fanboys, for their community, as I would have to say. Microsoft, on the other hand, is doing just right because, they're lagging behind. So, of course, they're going to do what's right. Now, if they were number one right now, I'm sure Microsoft would fuck up some shit or they'd play Big Bad Boy or something like that. All of these companies do when they get up on the top tier. But now it's Sony. Sony used to be the ones that say, hey, guess what? You want to borrow your game to somebody else? Here's the disc. Give the disc to them and they can borrow your game. Now they're like, no, you got to pay us for a 12-month subscription before you borrow that game to your friend. And our they raised the console prices and everything else. And I still always wonder why some people, I know you might like some of the games that they come out with on the PlayStation. Yes, they do come out with some decent games, which I eventually will wait, like that recent Spider-Man and stuff like that. I got a bunch of older titles, and I'm waiting for Ratchet and Clank? Is it Ratchet and Clank? Yeah, I think it's Ratchet and Clank. I'm waiting for that game to drop down in price on Steam, and I'll buy it eventually. And I'll play it on my Asus ROG Ally or my PC or stuff like that. And I'll have some fun with those games. But I'm not going to be paying $60, $70 for those games for the PC versions. Then I'm not getting a PlayStation to play those games at all because I don't really care about the PlayStation 5. I think it's a garbage system like the PS4 was, and the controllers still look like garbage to me, and I just don't want to pay a premium price on something I will never use. Like I said about the Switch, when the next Switch comes out, folks, I'm not going to buy the next Switch until the Switch with the LED screen comes out, because they said the original Switch is probably going to be just a regular LCD screen. I'll wait till they revise that and they make the OLED version, and I'll pay the little bit of premium for the OLED version if it's backwards compatible with my Switch 1 games, of course. So things like that, trying to save a little money. And who knows, going forward, in the future, will I even buy a new Xbox? I know that sounds like a hard thing to say, but will I need to buy even a new Xbox in the future? Maybe I can get all my games on my PC here through Game Pass and stuff for PC, just the PC store part of Xbox. They want to be the top tier publisher now. They're talking about, we want to publish more games. We want to do more stuff with other publishers. They want to be the big store. We'll see. I don't know. I probably will get the next Xbox, but you never know. It depends on what the future is. Luckily, hopefully, the future will be far off. Because, I'm still, like I said, I do play my Xbox once in a while, but I've been playing it less. I've been playing on my PC more. It's just how it goes, or I play on my ROG Ally. So that's how it's been going with that side. And talking about new hardware, Sony is coming out with that PlayStation 5 Slim with the disc drive that comes with or without the disc drive. And then eventually, if you do want the disc drive and you want to pay, what is it, the $80, $90 for the new disc drive? Is that what it was? 80, 90? I forget. Then they're talking about, which a lot of people were getting, all these gamers and people, they were getting up in arms about this, which I don't think they should be. I don't think they should be complaining about this because I can understand why. And a lot of people are not understanding why they're doing this. But The PS5 Slim disk drive comes with a bizarre online requirements, meaning you got to be online to register your PlayStation 5 disk drive when you get the PS5 Slim, and then if eventually you get it with, and you buy the disk drive with it and put it on, you're going to have to register it, and it's going to have to do all its coding. And that's all because of DRM. That's all because it's companies like Sony, because they do movies and television and stuff, and they're partnered with other movie companies that do TV and movies and stuff. And of course, they don't want their video games pirated and stuff like that as well. They got all this DRM that goes through the disk drive, that goes through the PS5 in certain ways, coded ways, that of course they're going to have you do at least once so that they know that that's an official PlayStation drive for one thing, and then it matches, and then it all works together. And then after it registers and does all the updating and stuff, then you don't need to worry about being online for that anymore. It's just a one-time thing to unlock it, to make it work for the handshake, so that all the DRM and HDMI, what is it called? I'm trying to think. What was that called? It was called the not the DMCA, I forgot already. It's been a while since I heard all this stuff. It was D something. It's the copy protection scheme that you got to have this and this and this and this to make sure you're able to play 4K games or TV or whatever, and it's to make sure it's all in 4K, or else it's just like you're just a hacker or whatever. I forgot what it was called. It was DLNA or something. I think it was that, DLNA. You have to have the link of all that stuff. So that's all it is. It's just because of DRM protection. And a lot of other podcasters were thinking, they're like, what do they need to do that for anyways? Why do you have to go online to get this disk drive to work anyways? Everybody was wondering that. I'm like, well, there's a big, easy reason. It's because of DRM. And they want to make sure that this drive is locked to your system, and you can't just put on a random drive or something, or your own drive, and be able to hack stuff and get content and hack Blu-rays and do all that, because, people are smart enough to do stuff like that. It's just a DRM feature, a one-time thing to do, hopefully. I don't know if you have to periodically get on the internet and check that thing, but that's basically what it is. So, yeah, folks, like it or not, that's what's going to be. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'll get the PS5 Slim. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's that. I got nothing more on that. I know a lot of people do it. I bet you Microsoft would do it too if they had a separated disk drive for a Xbox Slim or something like that. Or if they put an add-on drive to the Xbox Series S. People were thinking, they were like, oh, is Microsoft going to introduce a Series S with a disk drive, or attachable disk drive to the Series S? If people want it, I'm sure Microsoft could do it, but I don't think people want it. So there you have it. But yeah, that's all it is. DRM, folks. DLNA, DRM, because they don't trust you, because you're going to steal all their content. Dirty, dirty gaming bastards. So here's a little sad-ish thing. It's an end of an era over Bethesda's Softworks, because after 24 years, Bethesda's Pete Hines has announced his retirement from Bethesda Softworks, and he decided that he's going to retire, enjoy his next chapter in his life, enjoy all his money and stuff. And people are like, oh, why is he leaving? Is he leaving because of Starfield? Is he leaving because of Redfall or something else, or some other games, or the shakiness of the studio? What? Why is he leaving? Because he's mad at Microsoft for releasing games only to Game Pass and stuff, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, he's leaving because he's issued it. He's been there since the Microsoft purchasing Bethesda Softworks. He's been there. He's invested or divested or whatever. He's got a lot of money, stocks, etc., etc. Everything's been done. he stayed there till the end of Starfield and when its launch and stuff. And it's like, hey, he ain't gonna wait for the next game from them. He ain't gonna wait for whatchamacallit. He ain't gonna wait for what's it called? The next Elder Scrolls or Fallout game to come out before he retires. So he wants to retire with his money now. Unlike other people at Bethesda Softworks, which they'll probably be there forever, and that would be Todd Howard, because he even said he's not going to retire anytime soon. He's going to at least work on the next Elder Scrolls and the Fallout game, and then after that, who knows? If he does decide to retire after those games, that's like another, decade and a half of Todd Howard being at Bethesda. Why not? He's the main man over there right now. And you never know. Maybe you might want to make the Starfield 2. You might want to make that, or you might have some other weird game in his mind that he might want to do. I don't know. But, yeah, and he's not a young man either. Todd Howard, what is he, like 60? Is he 60? I forgot how old Todd Howard was. Let's look it up, shall we? How old is Todd Howard? 53. Whoa, I thought he was 60. Sorry, Todd. It's 53, born in 1970. Okay, thank you. Thank you. But he's still up there, 53. You add 10 years to that, he'll be 63. I don't know, another 10 years or couple years, it'll be 73 or whatever. He'll be in his 70s, so he's gonna be there. Yeah, he'll be there a while. What's this? He did a game called Skynet. Interesting. I know he did the Terminator games, but yeah, he's getting up there. Todd Howard, Toddy boy is up there, but he's still staying. He says so. Hey, as long as they're paying him a good paycheck and he gets to do what he does, he's not leaving, I guess. So. But Pete Hines it's his time. He's like, I want to enjoy family. I want to enjoy my money. I don't want to deal with Microsoft or other corporations anymore. Why not? I don't want to look like I'm angry and bitch at people anymore. I just want to enjoy all my money, my piles of money. And good on him. He's worked there. So happy retirement, Mr. Hines. And he's not the ketchup. Apparently EA's Iron Man game is being developed in Unreal Engine 5. No duh, because a lot of games are being done in Unreal 5. Let me focus. Even at EA knows that their Snowdrop, was it Snowdrop? No, was it, what was their engine called? What was their engine called? It was called I should know this because I've been doing this for a long time, and I should remember their engine. Frostbite, yes. Their Frostbite engine is hard to work with, but they made a lot of games with the Frostbite engine, but they're kind of, most of the industry is going to Unreal Engine 5 because it's like it's just the thing that everybody wants to use. They want all that DLSS 3. They want the real-time lighting and stuff and collision physics and all that other stuff. They all saw that Matrix demo that they have that I still have on my Xbox, by the way, and I should pump that bad boy out so we can look at it again one day. But they all saw that Matrix demo. They're like, yeah, we want our games to look like that. Unreal 5 can do that. Our engine can't do that. Unreal 5 can do that. And even though we got to subscribe to the Unreal 5 engine, everybody knows how to program for it. And more people are learning to program with Unreal. So more and more people, and it's easier to do because it's an engine that everybody out there uses. So everybody can help everybody else with their games. And when everybody can work on these games and make great games with this Unreal Engine because everybody knows what they're doing, it just makes the games a lot better. They come out better, faster, and, things are all going good. So everybody's using Unreal 5 because it's the next generation of game engines out there again. And they pushed that envelope, and they're pushing it with this, and everybody's doing it. You got the Tekken series, you got the Witcher remake series doing it. They're going to do it with the new Cyberpunk game that was originally on their own engine, and now they're like, nah, our own engine ain't working, so we're going on the Unreal Engine. Everybody's going on it. And the same thing is going to be with Iron Man. And I bet you that Iron Man game is going to look really good. I hope it plays really good because, shit, it should play like Dead Space with Starfield jetpacks. Or better than Starfield jetpacks. But I forgot EA was doing an Iron Man game. But, yeah, they're using Unreal 5. They're probably going to do that with their next Battlefield games, because if they're not going to use Frostbite or anything like that, I wonder when Ubisoft's going to use Unreal 5. They're mostly using their Snowdrop. They got their Snow, is that what it's called? Snowdrop game engine over there at Ubisoft. So I think they're just good at using their own engine for that stuff, and it looks pretty damn good with that Avatar game. So who knows if they're going to push ahead and go and make games in Unreal, but everybody else in the industry is going Unreal. Especially when you got other, like I said, like Unity, those game engines going because their companies are going down. I wish I had I wish I knew where my sad trombone was, but here, hold on. I'm gonna try this. I should have. How about this?
Knock, knock, open up the door.
Yeah. Where's my sad trombone? Oh, here we go. Yeah. There we go. I feel justified now. Yeah, because, people were using the Unity engine, and now that company, even though they kicked out their CEO, is going, and gone. People are skittish at that, and they're like, well, where else are we going to go? Where else is everybody going to go to make games? Well, we're not going to make our own game engines. Everybody else's game engines are hard to make with. Shit, they're even talking about the next Halo game being made in the Unreal Engine, an Unreal 5, so why not just have everybody go to that? Give Epic more money, why don't you? And have Tim Sweeney fire more people and close and sell off other studios of music studios and stuff because they buy stuff and they don't know what to do with them, and then they say, we're just going to shove them off. Oh, well, I hope those people got paid. I don't even think they got paid. I think they just shut them down. There's a lot of, game industry is such a hard, bad industry to work in. I'm surprised so many people do what they do, and a lot of people still want to work in video games and stuff, at least for big companies, because it's just like, you never know what's going to happen. You'll have a job one day, and you'll get paid a decent wage, and then the next day you're out looking for another job somewhere, because it's just the in and out business. I'm glad I don't know how to code. I'm glad I don't work for any video game companies. I'm sorry. It doesn't seem like a good steady job, It's not like, I'm going to be in this job for my whole life. It's a job security, man. I'm just making code, making games, doing this. Because you could be in one night, this game can fail, you could be out the next night, or if the game's done, they don't need you anymore, you'll be out anyways. And it's like, oh my God. Such a bad industry to work in. But I'm still okay with all you people still working in an industry. If anybody's watching this and you're working in the games industry, thank you. Thank you, brother and sister, for fighting the good fight and making us those decent games that I love to play. I hope you're getting my money and it just doesn't go to those CEO paychecks. Talking about CEOs, did you hear that rumor? It's a report. Well, they're saying it's a report, but it was a rumor before. That people at Disney, all the, I guess the shareholders and other executives at Disney are trying to push and urge Bob Iger, aka the CEO of Disney, to buy a major video game publisher. They want, these shareholders and other execs want Disney to get back into video game publishing again. How bad would that be for the industry? People were complaining. Freaking the FTC was complaining and crying, and the EU was crying and complaining about Microsoft owning Activision Blizzard King, and they were going, "Oh no, it's going to be so bad for the industry." But yet, you know what would really be bad for the industry? If fucking Disney took over a major video game publisher, because they would get bored or something would happen, and they'd be like, "Okay, we got to shove all this stuff under the carpet," and then something like an EA or Take-Two or something would just go. Because I could see that. I could see that happening like anybody else. They already got enough properties. They already got the Marvels. You already got your Star Wars. You already got all this other stuff. I don't know. I think you guys should try to make those movies better. You know, your latest movies and animated features and other stuff hasn't been going so hot, has it, Disney? I don't know. I haven't seen too many new Disney features that I was interested in lately. You know, I haven't seen any. Maybe that one with the elements, the elemental, is that what it's called? Elementals or something, or elements or something. That might be okay because that's a Pixar movie, but otherwise, what else is Disney doing out there? I don't know. I heard that Loki season 2 was good. I gotta maybe check that out. I'm waiting though. I'm gonna wait a bit when more content comes to Disney Plus, so I could just purchase like a month of Disney Plus and just binge watch a whole new bunch of new stuff, because shit, I don't want to be paying all this money for streamers anymore. You know, I'm done with that stuff. I buy all my media physically or whatnot, which in other news, which other people were reporting on, Best Buy is getting out of the physical media business, except for video games. They said they're going to still sell physical video game media, but they're dropping all Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff, and I'm sure eventually video games will go the way of the dodo as well, but video games are going to go digitally anyways eventually. I could see that happening, but at least for the major guys, Nintendo will still have cartridge-based games, so maybe they'll still sell those. But otherwise, yeah, can't buy my Blu-rays and DVDs from Best Buy no more. Oh, hit the road, Jack. I cannot buy them no more. Got to go to the Walmart. And sometimes Amazon, which Amazon sucks most of the time for finding Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff lately. I don't know why. It's like they don't have them. Sometimes they don't have the newer releases. Walmart will. So I'll have to use Walmart as my physical media source, I guess. But that makes me just say, hey, why do I ever want to go to a Best Buy anymore? No. The last time I went to a Best Buy was to purchase my ROG Ally. Maybe I'll purchase the ROG Ally 2 or something from them. I don't know. If they're still in business, I don't know. But yeah, I think it would be a very, very, very bad thing if Disney acquired an Electronic Arts or some other major video game publisher out there. Which, you know what? I think the FTC would probably go after them for that. I think they would be like, nah, you guys are monopolistic too much. And I'd be like, okay, here you go, FTC. I'll throw you guys a bone. You can go after Disney of this. I think they need to be stopped on that. I don't think they need to own a video game publisher for themselves. They already tried the video game publishing thing, and then they gave it up, and then they licensed all their stuff out to other people. Now they want to get back into it, or at least other people around Bob Iger want to get back into it. It's like, nah, I think you should stay out of it. If you guys had tried it once, and then you said, nah, what is trying it a second time going to do for you guys? And then when you're not making those results and you're not getting that money you really think you should be getting, then why? Why? Tell me why. This podcast is going long. I'm sorry. I've been ranting and complaining and talking about stuff all the time. But that's what happens. That's why I always suggest, if you're listening or even watching my podcast, always do something else while you're doing it. Listen while you're working or whatever. Or watch while you're playing a video game like I do when listen and watch other people's podcasts and stuff. It's always a good thing. I give you a lot of content to listen and to watch. So next up, because we still got a bunch of news here that I want to get through, Xbox reveals earnings of post Starfield, and it's mostly good news because guess what? Apparently Starfield has managed to hit 10 million players in just 3 weeks. And yes, they sold a lot of copies of Starfield on top of that, not just through Game Pass, but as on top of it, they sold a lot of copies of Starfield outside of Game Pass apparently, and through Steam and stuff like that. So, and from retail because they did sell the game in retail. So, yeah, surprised. Even though their Xbox hardware has declined 7%, and of course their Surface tablets and hardware dropped 22%, which that's a big drop. But yeah, Starfield made them some money. Xbox is making some good change right there. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So they're very happy about that, including Satya Nadella. Satya Nadella. I keep screwing up his first name. Satya Nadella. There we go. I'll just pass this by. There's quick news. After the merger from Microsoft and getting Activision Blizzard and all that, Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond and Matt Booty and other gaming leaders are getting new roles in Microsoft, meaning, I guess, I don't know what that means. I guess they're going to be running more stuff under the Activision Blizzard brand, whatever. I don't know. They're running different, better departments. They're going up. They're all getting promoted. Okay, whatever. I don't think it means much. They're just going to be in charge of more stuff. And then, of course, Xbox leadership went to Blizzard during the post-deal visit. They had Sarah Bond, and I didn't know this lady worked there, but her name is Lulu Chang. She's Activision's EVP for Corporate Affairs. Her name is Lulu Chang Mesve. I guess she's been at Activision Blizzard or something. I don't know. Maybe she's from Activision Blizzard and she's welcoming Sarah Bond there. She's with Sarah Bond there in a nice little cute photo that they got taken. And then you got Phil Spencer on the other side. He's sticking out his tongue, going with his shades on and stuff, and it's looking like he needs to lose a little weight. I hate to say that about somebody, but I think Phil Spencer's been sitting down playing too many games and eating too many pizzas and stuff because he's got a little bit of a gut going on there. I hate to say that, Philly, but maybe you want to do a little bit of gym. I know they got a gym at Microsoft. I know they got a personal health club over at Microsoft, so maybe you want to hit that gym a little bit. Maybe once in a while, get some of that stress down, maybe get your gaming fingers and stuff working better. I don't know. I hate to say that, but he's looking a little beefy in not a good way. Yeah, when you're running a bunch of studios and stuff under your Xbox brand and everything else and dealing with corporate people, yeah, you're going to get a little bit of stomach there. They're going to improve the well-being and the health of these executives, or they're going to keel over. I'd hate for Phil Spencer to keel over. He's at one of his Xbox briefings. He's like talking. He's like, oh, too many. And he falls over. That'd be sad. Sad times. Here's some great news for people like me with the Asus ROG Ally and such, or if you got it on a small laptop or whatever. Microsoft is improving its Xbox app for Windows handheld gaming PCs with a new compact mode, which hopefully paves the way for more Windows handheld improvements in the future. They were talking about this. They were looking at stuff like the ROG Ally and seeing what they can do better and stuff, and they're slowly trying to come up with things to make the apps better for the ROG Ally. Yes, I already got that update. It's okay. I still like the full view. I still like to see all my games and stuff on the side as well. But yeah, they're doing some stuff. Hopefully it runs better, and then hopefully it runs smoother and stuff. And hopefully they just make Windows better for it. That's what I want. Just make Windows better. for it. Even I can admit that, folks. We need to make Windows better. Maybe do something where we can integrate some of the features from the Asus's ROG Ally. What is it called? I forgot the name of their thing. Their UI over the what's it called? I was just using it. Shoot, my brain again, folks. But the ROG Ally, the Asus's own software, not called Avalanche. Their gaming UI. Oh my God, I hate it when my brain goes into shit mode. Every time, folks, it happens every time. Too much stuff in my head. That's why. Too much stuff in my head. That's why I go into game mode. But they got their own launcher. The Asus whatever launcher, which it also has it for your controls, for your controllers. It has all the stuff that you can change settings in your controllers and games and stuff like that, and settings in Windows and in the hardware. If you want to beef up the processor or lower it down and stuff, you can tweak all that stuff for the games and stuff. They should maybe Microsoft should have something where they work with the next version of Windows and they can work with these people so that they don't have to have this clunky extra AI, this clunky extra app launcher or something on top of that and stuff, and they can integrate it with their stuff and make it better so when the next version of Windows comes out, it can unify or form into something for the next Asus ROG Ally and the next whatever Lenovo Legion Go or whatever goes on when more and more handhelds come out. And it just helps them, and it helps them work better and stuff. That's what they should do. The app is the first step, but they should have a whole overhaul of Windows and make it like a core Windows. Even if they make Windows proper for us gaming PCs or regular PCs, but make a core version of Windows, or have Windows adapt and evolve on whatever device it goes on. If it's on a small device like the Lenovo thing or my Asus ROG Ally, it'll form and it'll say, okay, this is a gaming little handheld, gaming tablet handheld. We're going to make this so it works perfectly well for that and that it has all the features that needs and nothing else. Get rid of everything else. Make it run light, make it run fast, make it run easy, make it able to utilize what you have there on your gaming handheld. That would be great. Will they ever do that? Will they ever come to that? I don't know. I really don't know. I have less faith in the Windows side of things and the teams because, I don't really care for Windows 11. Windows 10 here I have right now is beautiful. Windows 11, I can't do as much in Windows 11. Luckily, it's only on my Asus ROG Ally, and I only use that for gaming, and I don't use the Windows part of it too much. Unless if I have to do something like update or whatever, but otherwise I just would rather have Windows 10 on that thing. But they went with the newest Windows on those devices and all the devices going forward. So, what can I say? Maybe they'll give me a free upgrade to Windows 12 or something. I don't know. I know they're working on Windows 12, and hopefully it's better. You know what's awesome, though? Minecraft has sold over 300 million copies in total as of now. Now it's sold even more, beating out second place by over 100 million copies. They sold probably more copies than Grand Theft Auto. Yes. Let's see here. Even the second best-selling video game of all time, Grand Theft Auto 5, doesn't even come close to Minecraft's numbers, topping out at 185 million copies sold. So, yes, even Grand Theft Auto 5 can't hit Minecraft numbers. That's only because Minecraft is out for everything. So we know that. It's out for everything. And you know what? I have Minecraft on 99% of my stuff. No. Yeah. Let's see. I have it on my Xboxes, because I have more than one Xbox. I have my Series X. I have my 360 and stuff in the closet. Xbox One in my closet. Those probably have digital copies of Minecraft on them. I got some physical copies of Minecraft in my shelves. I got one for the Switch. I got Minecraft for the Switch, for this PC, my phone even. I know, even though I don't play games on my phone, I do have Minecraft on my phone. I only do that so I can authenticate servers and stuff. I got it on my upstairs server because that's my Minecraft server. So I got my Asus ROG Ally here. What else? That's about it. That's all the devices I have that I can put Minecraft on. I have it up for the Vita too. I have an old copy of Minecraft. I mean, this is like Minecraft vanilla. When that came out on the Vita, that's basically Minecraft vanilla. I was super stoked and excited when Minecraft came out on the Vita, folks. I got a physical copy of that. That's got to be worth some money down the road because that's vanilla. That's when things worked a lot differently. And I love that Minecraft on Vita. I played a bajillion hours on that thing. So, yes, I'm one of many people that bought Minecraft 10 times over. And when the next systems come out, I'll put Minecraft on those next systems as well. So, yeah, I'm the problem. 2 more stories, folks, and then we'll get out of here, and I'll let you guys go and not hear my nasally drone anymore. But Nintendo states, even after Microsoft had that little leaky problem, when you remember when Microsoft was peeing their pants a little bit before when that document leaked, when their lawyers or whatever leaked the document by accident, and I'm sure those lawyers are not working for Microsoft anymore, and all that stuff was emerging like, oh, Microsoft wanted to eventually buy Nintendo or something. Well, Nintendo says, you know what? Even after all that, they don't care. Nintendo says it has a great relationship with Microsoft, even after it emerged that Microsoft wanted to buy the company. We consider them, Nintendo's stating here, we consider them to be partners in many, many ways, says Nintendo of America, president and stuff, and other people. I'm like, and now I'm thinking many, many ways. What are you guys doing behind the scenes? Are you guys digitally butt fucking or something? What? Now, no, folks, this is an explicit podcast, so yes, I do say some nasty stuff once in a while. But what the hell do they mean in many, many ways? Besides things going to Smash Brothers and stuff, and some titles like Minecraft going to the Switch and stuff, which I have Minecraft for. That's another thing I got. I forgot to say Switch. I do have Minecraft on the Switch for the Switch, so yes, that's another thing. So when is Nintendo going to put some stuff over the Xbox way? When are we going to see Mario on Xbox? Oh, and I'm hearing this too. Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser has commented on the company's relationship with Microsoft after Xbox was revealed to be a potential suitor for Mario Maker. They were going to put Mario Maker on the Xbox? Huh. That's interesting. That'd be very interesting if that... Obviously, Minecraft is on Nintendo Switch, but we brought Banjo-Kazooie to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yes, they did that little partnership. So we're looking forward to the partnership continuing. Also, they're going to have Call of Duty going forward on the Nintendo platforms. I don't know. I would maybe like to see something big come from Nintendo to Microsoft one day. Maybe if Microsoft can license like one of their Nintendo characters and they can jump ship for a little bit to Xbox, and people at Xbox would be going on the game going, what the hell are you doing over here? You don't belong over here. Have this big moment where it's just like, that'd be pretty cool. I'm sure that could happen maybe. I know Nintendo's very protective over their franchises and their characters and stuff, but that would be a big boom moment. Come on. If Ubisoft and Nintendo were working great together and Nintendo trusted Ubisoft to put characters in their game, the Rabbids Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle and stuff like that, all the Mario and Rabbids games, which they made 2 of, and they trusted them with their Nintendo Mario characters for that game, why not Microsoft? You know, Microsoft would be like, hey, can we borrow Mario and a couple other characters and make like a Mario game for the Xbox where they go into this and they meet Master Chief or whatever, or do whatever. And they're like, what are we doing here? I don't know. Misa don't know what we're doing here. Misa going back. Now I'm sounding like Jar Jar Binks, but yeah, I don't know. Could it ever go that way? If they got a good relationship. Because, you know, here's the thing. Sony and Nintendo are mortal enemies for life because, you know, Nintendo dropped the ball basically on Sony originally because Sony was going to make the next generation Nintendo hardware, blah, 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 which was originally called the PlayStation. Before Sony, if anybody knows the history of Sony and Nintendo, Sony created the PlayStation because Nintendo did not want to create the PlayStation for their Sony gaming console, and they went with somebody else, and then they didn't tell Sony. And then Sony got mad, and they're like, you know what? We're going to compete in this space, and we're going to go up against Nintendo with video games. So they created the PlayStation as their own console, and they revised it and made it their own as a disc-based console. And, they're mortal enemies. And Nintendo created Sony's PlayStation. They're the ones that forced Sony to get into the video game business. That's the history right there. And ever since, it's like, oh, okay. So Nintendo's like, well, we don't want to work with Sony because they're always trying to kick our ass and stuff. And Microsoft came out of Xbox, and they're like, hey, you know what? You want to buy a 360? You could buy a 360 and a Wii. Because Microsoft and Sony were always going, oh, yeah, our consoles are cheap. And Microsoft's like, no, our console's cheaper. Our 360 is cheaper than your PS3. And you know what? People could buy a Xbox 360 and they could buy a Wii because a Wii's cheap and it's awesome. We think the Wii's awesome over here at Xbox. And, you know, Phil Spencer's always talking about stuff like the Switch and everything else. And I know he talks about a lot of other stuff, but they're always talking about Nintendo stuff, games, hardware, stuff like that. So, you know what? I think they got a decent relationship because Microsoft always promotes Nintendo games and systems and stuff because they know they're envious of that culture, and they're like, yeah, but we still like them. They're our friends. We'll still support them. They like us for some reason. We don't know why, but they don't ever help us out, but we still like them. And I'm ranting on again, aren't I? But long story short, maybe we'll see something big from Nintendo and Microsoft, or maybe nothing. Maybe they'll just be good friends and they just promote stuff for each other. I don't know. Talking one last news story about the Nintendo Switch 2, as they talk about new powerful features that have leaked on this subject about it's going to have the DLSS 3.0, ray tracing, stuff like that that they're planning on using in the Switch 2 if it makes sense and it doesn't cost them too much more money for the console, which NVIDIA says no, it won't, because NVIDIA is pushing to get the DLSS 3 in the next Switch for ray tracing and stuff because, Nintendo's using NVIDIA hardware and the chipsets for their next Switch, and they're doing it going leaps and bounds into, the future with this thing. At least it's going to be up almost comparable to Series X and PlayStation 5, maybe more solely it'll be Xbox One and PS4, but, maybe it'll be a little bit more powerful than those systems. And that's what Nintendo's going for the next Nintendo's Switch 2 model or whatever. And one Nintendo Switch, or the Switch 2 is going to have two different models at launch, both having just regular LCD screens, but there's supposed to be one with a physical cartridge and one that's digital only, for digital downloads only, so it'll be a little cheaper. So that's something that they're talking about. But ray tracing, stuff like that, they're talking about how the Switch 2 can run that Matrix demo, because everybody likes to talk about the Matrix demo when they're talking about hardware and stuff. Like I said, the Matrix demo is the benchmark for the Unreal 5. Oh yeah, it also runs Unreal 5 engine on the next Switch. So when game makers make their video games, the Unreal 5 engine supported on the next Switch, they'll be able to port those games on the next Switch. So third parties and stuff, and maybe Microsoft and stuff are like, we can port these games to the Nintendo Switch and sell more copies of the games because Nintendo's going to have a beefier, more powerful system going this time around. So why not? So that's like I said, that's next Switch is very interesting to me. And when it comes up to that time, Nintendo feels, which is going to be next in the summer sometime, maybe a little bit before. I don't know. I know they'll first tease out the name because we got to find out. Is it going to be called the Switch 2 or is it going to be called something else? You know, because that's kind of weird. Oh, Switch 2. They're going to come up with some other name. It's going to be some other device. It's going to be the same device, sort of, but more powerful, but it's going to be a bit different. And I'm sure there's going to be something different about it. They're going to make it somewhat more powerful. They're going to do some different things. And I'm very interested in what. Getting yawny because it's getting late. But anywho, they're going to do something that, and when we see the presentation like we did with what at least I did with the Switch when it first announced it, I was like, my mouth just went bunk to the floor. I'm like, ooh, that's Switchy. I want-y. And I did-y. And I bought it with lots of games at launch and spent a ton of money on my first Switch. And I will do that for the next one eventually. Because like I said, I want the one with the OLED screen because I want a better screen in general. And I'll wait it out. And by that time when the OLED version comes out, it'll be primed and ready. They'll have the hardware down. The updates will be good. There'll be a slew of games coming out for it. And yeah. Or else I'll think, well... No, I probably will buy a Switch 2 sometime in the future. Not at launch, but sometime in the future. Unless if they do announce a OLED, like they change their minds or something, they say, everybody, we change our minds. We're putting an OLED screen on these Switches. And then I'll be like, can I play my Switch 1 games on it? Sure you can. And I'll be like, alrighty, here you go. Here's my $700. Take it. Come on, Nintendo. Here you go. Woo! I'll just throw a sack of money at you. What games you got for it? The next Mario? Here you go. Oop! I hit the skull guy. Boom! Sorry. Boom. You want my money, Nintendo? Here you go. Here's all my money. Here's my bank account. Here's my credit cards, my bank account. Oh, Nintendo, they get me all the time. But I also have my Aces ROG Ally, and I've been playing that a lot. But Nintendo is Nintendo, and I do like to play Nintendo games still. So, yeah. Did I ever mention gaming is a very, very expensive hobby? Yes, it is. A very expensive hobby. I love it. I love being a gamer. I love playing lots of video games, but it's an expensive hobby. Yeah. Okay, I'm done, folks. That's enough for me. That's enough of me talking and ranting and all that other stuff. I think you heard enough from me today. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Like I said, we got coming up tomorrow, which you will be hearing this or watching this today on Monday. Tomorrow on Halloween, I will have that Let's Play of the Callisto Protocol. That special Let's Play, the spooky edition for the Halloween. And then during that week, I will have probably, I don't know what I'm doing for streaming on Friday. I haven't decided. Maybe I'll do Minecraft. Again, I have talked about Minecraft a lot, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just stream another game. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But I will, and I'll let you know about it. And then the following week, after next week, that will be the time on Thursday. There will be That will be prime Yakuza time with Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name, which comes out the 9th of Thursday of November. And I will be streaming that Yakuza Like Me episode that day. And then we'll do the major stream on Friday. And then, like I said, I'll probably have some other more streams of that. I'll just do it randomly or whatnot of that of that game, because why not? Because I love my Yakuza games. So that's going to be going on. And then in the future, like I said, we'll just take it one step at a time. Like I said, I do plan this holiday season, like I usually do on the holiday seasons. I might make a nice holiday episode of the GamezAttack podcast. It'll be just the holiday episode. I'll pre-record it, everything it. I'll let it just go up during the holidays sometime. Might take a little break from doing anything. You know, I'll still probably do some streaming here and there. I'll still probably do my Friday night streams or whatnot, but otherwise I won't podcast for a little while, and then we'll come back after the new year, and then it'll be in the new year, and then before you know it, it'll be spring and summer again, because the months go by quick. So anywho, folks, thank you for listening. The show is going to always be up on YouTube at youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer if you want to see it. They got the podcast section now on YouTube, so you could just look it up, the GamezAttack podcast on that. I have it at OldFreakyGamer.com, of course. This podcast always goes up, and all your major favorite podcast apps and services also carry my podcast. And I'll probably accept Spotify, unless if they're stealing it, because I haven't made any deals with them. And like always, visit OldFreakyGamer.com. That is the website where I host all of this video. Well, I get all the videos, I put them on there, and podcast and all that such. It's hosted by YouTube and everybody else, but, I put them all on my little blogging website. I also have the schedule over there. You could go to youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer again for all my videos and stuff like that. And tell people to subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube, all that stuff, YouTube channel. It's free. Why not? It can't hurt. It can only help. Free videos, stuff like that. I don't sell anything yet. Eventually, like I said, I might want to sell some gaming merch. Just got to figure it out. And until next time, I'm Mr. Mike, and this has been the GamezAttack podcast. I almost said audiocast. GamezAttack podcast saying game on, game hard, world conquest. I'm pushing this gaming button, and the show is now game over.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
That's a good game.
Enjoy your gaming.